Right, so we've got to solve the quadratic inequalities. We've got x squared minus 15x plus 36 equal less than 0. So let's proceed in a normal way and let's just go about dealing with it as if it was just a normal equation. So let's see if we can do some factorising. So we're there. So we need two numbers that multiply to make 36 and add to make minus 15. So that's minus 9 minus 4. At this point, this is the point where I'm going to change it slightly, and I'm going to come up with what we call critical value, or what I refer to as critical values. And those critical values are the solutions coming out of my bracket. So if this thing here was an equal sign, I'd just be now saying x equals 9 or x equals 4. And so that's what I'm going to do to begin with. Now what I'm going to do is have a little look at what's going on with this graph. So I'm going to just do a little sketch. So we know it goes through there at 4 and 9. We know it's a U-shaped curve, so it's going down. Oh dear. Okay, it's a sketch. It doesn't have to be completely accurate, but it's giving me a sense of what's going on. Now I need to know, where am I less than 0? So the bit where I'm less than 0 is going to be the bit below the axis. So I'm looking at that part of my graph there. So if I've got to describe those bits, those are the bits that are between my critical value. So I've got x is less than 9 and at the same time greater than 4. And because what we've got here is kind of one range of values, that's the red bit on our curve, sandwiched in between two values, so I can describe it as this inequality that's got a closed inequality that's got a value on each end. Now this bit's not in the question, but I'm just going to talk about it anyway. Let's imagine we had x squared minus 15x plus 36 was greater than 0, so the inequality was the other way around. We've got our critical values still. And where we're greater than 0 is where we're going to be above the axis. So I'd be looking at that section of my curve there. Now that bit is all my values for x that are less than 4. So we're looking at those values there. We've got that bit there, which is those sections. That bit there are all the values where x would be greater than 9. And you can see for this one, whereas the red is one region closed at either end, here I've got two completely separate regions. So what I've got to do is describe it as two completely separate inequalities. So my solution would be x is less than 4 or greater than 9. Now, that wasn't the solution to the question. We wanted the red bits, but I'm just illustrating the difference between the two. So when you're dealing with the quadratic inequality, just watch out and make sure you're picking the right bits off your graph. And I would always recommend doing a sketch because it helps you see what's going on.